Damn it. What the damn it is that, my nigga? What the damn it is that?
Even the belt, even
What
my,
is it?
even yo, you know where the danger is. You know where the danger is.
My views on this one is like, I wish if this can happen each and every after 2 weeks or monthly.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Mono Radio. My name is Vumbi, and I'm your host. Today, we are starting off on a rather sad note. There is a lady called Martha. She has been trending online. Sadly, this lady passed on. May her soul rest in peace. But the situation around her death is what is problematic. So, it is reported that her drinks were spiked and she passed out while in a bar, the popular Mezo, if you know Mezo, and I've been. Right now it's temporarily closed, I think rightfully so, because this has to be resolved in one way or another. Justice has to be served. But this lady, her drinks were messed with, and very, very shortly after, she was taken out and she was taken to a hospital where she was pronounced dead, according to the news and the tabloids and the blogs. Here's my 2 cents. It doesn't make sense to go online and tell people to be careful because, first of all, it is a bit disturbing. I mean, it kind of alludes to that. Like, if you're saying something like that, it means it was her responsibility, or like her death was her responsibility or something like that, which is at least not right according to the information that is available. And I don't think that is the case. But you can't just go around and, guys, let's be careful when in bars, because these things can happen to anyone, whether you're careful or not. So you might as well just say your rest in peace and move on instead of, I think this is what they call victim blaming. Yeah, that is what they call victim blaming. Do not do that. Do not do that. Do not make it sound like it was her fault that her drinks were spiked and whatnot. Those things, it's just not right. The bar is right now closed, rightfully so. And I think it will be a minute. I think it's going to be a while before it is opened. And then I also saw something about a child who died in one of the Seta high schools. Ay, man, guys. Rest in peace, man. That is what I can say to that. And for the bereaved families, we condolences to you, and we hope you find justice, and may you find, some comfort and some sort of healing around that. Away from that, I would like to talk about something that has, for the longest time, it hasn't been part of our our systems, I should say, here in Uganda, and it hasn't been part of the way or how we're taught. I guess financial education is not something that very many take seriously. So you go all the way from your childhood to uni, and you're not well equipped with financial knowledge, and some of these things catch up with you later on in life, and you don't understand what is going on, and you feel like you're being cheated and whatnot. Things like taxes, NSSF, and all those other things. it's crazy. I think we should do financial education should be taken a little bit more seriously. And I don't mean financial education as in studying commerce and economics and entrepreneurship in like high school. I mean like the everyday kind of financials that affect your daily life. Let's say salary, that affect your, generally the way finances move in your daily life in a more practical way. Because when you get to adulthood and these things are not making sense, it is a bit weird. It is a bit weird. You feel like you're being stolen from or you're being cheated from, and yet perhaps you owe you owe the government some money or something. I mean, recently it was out in the news that at least each Ugandan owes at least 2 point something million, and I don't know who we owe this money to, whether it is the investors or we owe it to the government itself, and it doesn't make sense. But what I want to talk about here is that for the longest time, the credit kind of financial system is something that we've always been watching in movies, and we, like me personally, I always thought it's like white people kind of stuff. So like here we don't deal with credit and what not. We deal with it, but not as extensively as it is. Well, I'm here to inform you that as of 2023, 2020, yeah, I think 2023. Correct me if I'm wrong. Either 2023 or 2024. The credit financing kind of system is here, and it is being spearheaded by a company called GNU Grid. So what is credit? For the start, credit is an arrangement. What is credit in finance? It is an arrangement that enables you to have access to money at a certain time to get certain services or to get on certain things, perhaps in the hope that you will pay it back with interest. So that is the simple gist of it. Now, how does this concern the average Ugandan? There is a company called GNU Grid, and what they're doing is, it is very simple. In fact, they are collecting information and creating reports and giving these reports to, or selling, I should say, because there's a free tier, but I don't think it's for everyone. And then for financial institutions, obviously they have to pay. So these guys are accredited by the Bank of Uganda. They are the only CRB we have. So what is a CRB? A CRB is a credit reference bureau. Essentially, it is a company that collects information about a credit and how you as a person, you make and use money and pay back money that is not yours, something like that. So they collect that money they collect that information from different sources and then compile reports and sell them to financial institutions. So what this means for the average Ugandan is GNU has, they have access to neural data. So they get your national ID. Perhaps when you're signing up to their platform, they get your national ID and they verify who you are. Now, we are living, I'm going to use a simple example. We're living in an era where mobile banking is really prevalent. So at any small inconvenience, you do a mobile money transaction from here to there. If you don't have mobile money, you can get a mobile money loan like Weole or more cash or something like that. Airtel has and MTN has. So what these guys do is they collect information on how you borrow and how you pay back. So if you borrow your money, let's say you borrow a certain amount of money and then you take a certain amount of time to pay it back, they collect that information from MTN and Airtel, how much you borrowed, how long it's taken to pay back, and other statistics. So that is just like one avenue. The other avenue can be in other financial institutions, can be like banks. So you go and get a loan for something, you use the loan, pay it back. Same thing for like SACCOs. If you're in a SACCO and they have that SACCO is registered with GNU Grid, they get your information. Now, how the credit system works is that you have a certain number of points, I should say, that you as a person in the credit system, I should say, are worth. You are worth this number of points, or your credit, they call it a score. Your credit score is this. So this number is usually between 300 and 800, depending on the system they've used to create your credit scores. So there are two main systems. There is a Vantage score, and then there is FICO or FICO. So these credit scores, they are usually, each system has their grade. So but they're usually like 4 tiers. So poor, bad, good, great, something like that. I think Vantage has premium, super premium, and some lower tiers. So between 300 and 850, they can, and when your records are gotten and they are put into these systems, or not systems, but I should say like measurement procedures, you end up with a value between 300 and 850. So typically you would want to have a good credit score, at least for what you've seen in the movies. Why would you want to have a good credit score? A good credit score is, I think it's above 600, 650. That is for averagely for both Vantage and FICO. So where would you want a good credit score? The simplest reason why you would want a good credit score is because it gives you access to more money to do more things, I should say, or bigger things. So let's say you want, depending, $1 billion or $1 million, or it depends on context. There has to be context. It enables you to have access to this amount of money, because when you have a good credit score, it is an indicator to these financial institutions that you are good at paying back money, and they have assurance that it's okay, not assurance, but they have some sort of, because the assurance is a security, they have some sort of belief, or yes, I should say belief, that this person we are giving our money at least will be able to pay back. So that is the brief thing about the credit score and the credit system. Now, this all stems from a post I saw on the timeline where someone had put up a picture, and Mokash was demanding them 700K, and Mokash has those passive aggressive messages they can see. those passive aggressive messages they can send you, like, please politely pay our money, like in all caps or something like that. But how this affects the user, the Ugandan, the average Ugandan, is that if you're unable to pay your more cash loans, which are mobile money loans, then the high chance is that if you go to KCB, by the way, Mocash is like a product of KCB, if you didn't know. If you go to KCB and you want to get a loan from them, let's say you have an account there, you want to get a loan from them, they can use this information provided by GNU Grid, and they will say, no, we cannot give you our loan depending on what your credit score is. If you go to another financial institution, let's say a SACCO, and this SACCO is also subscribed to GNU Grid, they will not provide you with the loans. So essentially, your failure to pay back loans reduces your ability to get more loans. That is the thing with the credit system. So guys, like our minister said, people borrow money, but they know how to pay it back. Let us pay each other's money so that we can have access to more money. Yes. Away from that, I also want to talk about something that has caught my attention for a minute, and that is the death of the movie star. And this is both, I should say, Hollywood is still doing it, I guess, but for local content, and perhaps my reference point is going to be Nollywood, because growing up, we watched a lot of Nigerian movies, and these movie stars, or like there were these people that really did so well in their roles, and they grew to become movie stars to the level that if this person is starring in this Nigerian movie, like it's a banger. It's a banger. The Jim X, the Patience or Zoko, these guys right now, like they are so many, Ramsey Noah, Kanayo Okanayo, Akia and Popo, all these guys. I used to mention but a few. There are so many. Genevieve, how can I forget Genevieve? Almost everyone's crush. There were so many movie stars. So the concept of a movie star right now is, I think it's really, really diminished. And I personally, I don't like that, and I don't feel good about that, because it's, I don't know, it doesn't, it like, there are so many movies from Hollywood this year that have come out, and ordinarily these would be blockbuster. They are blockbuster movies, but there are no movie stars in quotes. And even if there are these movie stars, like the way, at least I see that people perceive them, is not, it is lacking. It is lacking. And in my thinking, think I think that the growth of reality TV has led to the death of the movie star. So reality TV has, even when scripted, I don't know if most people know that reality TV is scripted. Even when scripted, reality TV takes out the element of this special person doing this special thing in a movie, because the way reality TV is filmed, it is filmed like daily, like how you would go about your day, and the camera styles and angles and everything, it just looks like you would be in your house and someone got their phone and pointed it at you doing a certain activity. So, and plus reality TV is so recurrent. Okay, it's not like so recurrent, but the nature of reality TV is that it is recurrent. We see your day from 5 a.m. to 5 a.m. and then we come back and then we continue from there. See your day, today you're doing this, today you're doing that. It is taking out the component of it is taking out the component of the preparation, I should say, preparation for a role. And there are these things that actors go through while preparing for roles, and there are these things that they do to make sure that they nail the role and whatnot. With reality TV, it's not like that. And because reality TV is the way it is, I think people get attached to watching their, like the people who give them their reality TV content, and these become like the celebrities. And not to take away from that, but I think the movie star thing has really died, and I don't know, we are just left with all these people that we call legends. They call me Barry. If you want to talk to me direct. I mean, these people, we are just now using them as memes. They are legends, yes. Thankfully, many of them are still alive. But now we are looking at them in this kind of like legends point of view, and we are yet to see the new movie stars. In my opinion, there are people who are trying really hard to do this movie thing and take it more seriously. Special shout outs to NTV, because they promote a lot of the Ugandan movies and content in the movie industry that is Ugandan. They have so many shows. Special shout outs to Pearl Magic, because those ones, they also do some really good work there. And I've actually gotten to, for lack of a better word, look at these people's portfolios, the behind the scenes guys, and they do a lot of work, and it's really commendable work. So when you have time, TV is not dead, television is not dead. Sit down and watch some of these movies and shows they put out. We have come so far. Nowadays, the equipment is on point. The skills the people use are on point. The productions are on point. You can see even the acting is on point. Everything is getting better, and I think we should take time and appreciate these people for the good work they're doing. I mean, if you're not invested in it, or if you're not interested in it, you might just look at a show on NTV and like, you might find a show on Power Magic and just rub it off. But yeah, I would like to encourage you to consume a little bit more Ugandan content. Personally, I have a problem consuming it, but I am trying because I have an appreciation for what goes on behind the scenes. Yes. So this has been the show. Thank you all for listening. I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.